Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of ET Brand Equities Masters of CX, where we bring in to you the global CX voices who are leaving no stone unturned in accentuating the importance of customers in their life. So, we have with us another such voice of Mr. Rahul Chaudhari, who is the VP Product Leader for Marketing Products and Technology and part of the digital leadership team at Kohl's, a leading omni-channel retailer and a Fortune 500 company. Rahul also had a major stint with Amazon, where he spent more than 7 years across roles in India and the US. Hi, Rahul. Welcome to Masters of CX.
Hi, Ojasvi, and hi, everyone. Great to be here.
Yeah. So, Rahul, to begin with, could you touch upon Kohl's as a retail brand and its legacy, retail legacy, and how has it made its shift to customer centricity in recent years? And also, if you could highlight the opportunities that excites you in relation to CX and retail.
Absolutely. It's a great question. So, for folks who may not have heard about Kohl's, given Kohl's is largely focused in the US markets, Kohl's is an established omnichannel retailer in the US. It's a brand that's established over 60 years. And we serve over 65 million customers via a strong omnichannel reach with about 1150 plus stores. And these are all large format stores, 80,000 square feet plus. The more important sort of point is 80% of Americans live within 15 miles of a Kohl's store. That essentially gives us an unparalleled reach across the entire US geography. And the company has become an omnichannel retailer or a leader based on investments made both in a strong store base, like I said, but also a robust digital business, which is built on a strong foundation of an unmatched brand portfolio, both national brands and private brands, industry-leading loyalty, and Kohl's Charge card programs. We also have some very compelling partnerships with, for example, say Sephora, where we are sort of trying to grow Sephora into a $2 billion business over the next couple of years. And expand the store rollout of Sephora stores within the Kohl's stores to about 850 plus stores by 2023. Additionally, we also have a partnership with Amazon, where we continue to acquire millions of customers by enabling customers to drop their Amazon returns at the Kohl's stores. And that essentially is what really makes Kohl's a leading omnichannel brand retailer in the US. Coming to your second question, Tejasvi, about opportunities that excite me about CX and retail. I'm essentially a builder at heart. So things that really excite me are, working backward of customer goals and linking CX improvements to business metrics. A lot of my conversations and focus is around this topic within Kohl's and working with my stakeholders here. The second is creating experiences that delight customers at scale and therefore building tech-powered products. And the last is really creating an omni-channel customer experience, something that most retailers want to drive, but many of them have still evolving strategies.
Interesting. So now when you have spoken comprehensively on retail and CX and about Kohl's legacy, so how would you define true personalization, or should I retweak it and say how you bring in relevancy to the customers in retail? And also, how is Kohl's managing a star cast of millions of customers and making each customer, obviously they are the heroes for you. So how do you make them feel special and wanted in every way?
Interesting question again. Obviously, I have come to realize that personalization has very definitions depending on who you ask. And the critical question therefore becomes, what exactly are we personalizing? And more importantly, why are we personalizing? Again, there could be degrees of personalization. So there is no easy way to define true personalization, in my opinion. What I find is the term relevancy more appropriate in the sense that irrespective of what we are trying to do, the why is always to be relevant to customers, with the hypothesis that this will drive better engagement, customer delight, and lifetime value. Now, the mental model that I find very useful to operate within is a simple 2x2 framework, where say on the x-axis, we look at the how of personalization, which is the degree of personalization. Imagine on one extreme, you have a 1:all, which is mass. And on the other extreme, you have 1:1, which you could sort of define as true personalization or uniquely personalized to each and every customer's tastes and preferences. And in between these, you could have various degrees of segmented strategies, for example, 1:few or 1:many, which are either segmented by life cycle or lifestyle or any other segmentation approaches that marketers could not have. And on the other axis, you look at the when, which is a timeline of data we leverage to drive relevancy. For example, on one extreme, you could have customers' past data, On the other extreme, you could have predictive analytics recommending the next best product or action that the customer want to take. And somewhere in between, you look at and map either real-time or near real-time customer actions and signals. At Kohl's, our approach really is to be relevant across the board on this framework, which is to look at both the degree of personalization and the timeline of how we leverage customer data. And we do that through a unique mix of 1P data science and recommendation algorithms that our teams build and test and operate. And we also sort of leverage third-party personalization applications to create unique customer experiences.
Those are some of the great insights from your end. And also, Rahul, for retailers, digital transformation, I know that you can understand this question very well and can relate to it better. So for retailers like Kohl's, digital transformation is much more than opening an e-commerce platform, right? So it is about revolutionizing customers' physical, or I could say brick and mortar shopping experience by creating a seamless omni-channel experience. And similarly, synchronizing the digital and in-store retail experiences. So Rahul, I would want to ask, how is Kohl's blurring those lines? I mean, how is Kohl's building that experience for its customers, and what are some of the experiments in tech innovations you would like to highlight here?
Absolutely. Now, Kohl's, like I said, is a true omni-channel retailer in the US here, and creates differentiated experiences here. Now, our customers love to shop at Kohl's in a variety of ways, in stores nationwide, or on Kohls.com, or through the Kohl's app. And we pride ourselves on delivering a best-in-class experience to all our customers, regardless of how or where they shop. And we do this by combining the convenience of a digital platform with the tremendous reach of our store network. Now, some of the ways in which we sort of build a very true omnichannel customer experience for our customers is, for example, a store drive up, where customers can drive up to a store to pick up their Kohls.com orders. A Kohl's associate will bring the customer order out and place it directly in the customer's or the car's backseat or the trunk, for example. We have other ways in which customers could collect orders, for example, in-store pickup. Something that we really piloted and scaled before the holiday season last year was a self-pickup, where shoppers who select in-store pickup for their online orders could receive a ready-for-pickup email within a couple of hours of their order. They could go to the designated self-pickup area, and then there is a very clear, very intuitive email-guided pickup process where customers can go and pick up orders from the stores by themselves. And again, we sort of look at buy online and ship to store. So here we offer customers the option to have their purchases shipped to the local store for free. What this does, this broadens the assortment that is available to our customers for free pickup in the store. It complements our existing buy online, and also helps drive customers into our stores, not just on digital platform, but also sort of become a true omnichannel experience in that sense. These are some of the experiments that we've been driving and scaling over the last few years. And like I said earlier, the Amazon returns at Kohl's is again something that customers can take advantage of. So they can come to any of our 1,050 stores nationwide to return any eligible Amazon items without a box or a label for free. Now, something that creates a free, convenient experience to all our customers.
What are the customers actually looking for in an omni-channel experience? And what are the challenges you face during this journey?
That's a great question. To me, I think customers are really looking for two things. Now, one is simplicity. The other is consistency. Now, how I define simplicity is that customers are looking to save money and find the best deal or promotion more easily. And this would obviously include experiences like finding or discovering products or whatever they're looking for in the easiest manner possible. Less number of clicks, less number of browsers. How easily can we make something like this to customers available? Again, experiences like comparing products and offers, and also being sort of exposed to more relevant and personalized promotions or product recommendations. And doing all of this in a manner that is simple for customers to understand. The second, when I said consistency, I think is important in the true omnichannel experience, where, example, as a customer, how do I find a deal or a promotion as easily in a store as I can say search on the app? Or, for example, how is the navigation on my web store or the app as intuitive as it is in the store when I walk into a store and I know where to find something that I'm looking for. So really looking at things in a way that make it simple for customers to find and discover, and having a consistent experience irrespective of the digital or the brick and mortar channel, to me are really sort of hallmarks of better omnichannel experience. When you walk into a Kohl's say store, the only one device you need to shop is your mobile phone, right? For example, the wallet in the Kohl's app, it would keep all your savings together as a customer. But the Kohl's app has features and the option to scan and store your Kohl's cash, for example, that you might have earned from your last purchase, into one wallet, so that you can easily manage and redeem these rewards and gift cards when you come to shop at Kohl's, even in a store. The second way the Kohl's app helps customer who might be in a store is you could actually have the app and use it like your store associate that is helping you shop. For example, you want to know a certain item's price. One can use the app to scan the item, including how much it is going to cost a customer after, say, certain coupons, certain discounts, certain Kohl's cash that you might have had. And what the Kohl's app will really tell you is not just the price of the product, but what is the price that you will get it at, including all of the discounts and other sort of incentives that you might have accrued from your prior purchases. Now, what this does is, therefore, this drives really seamless experience for the customer. It helps the customer use the app and the digital wallet even when they are in a store, and really drives that consistency and simplicity of experience that I spoke about.
Rahul, let's talk about building for major retail events, which you have been part of. You have been a part of major sales events, be it Black Friday or even Prime Day. So how has the modus operandi been like strategizing such events, and how tech has become an enabler of customer experience during these events?
It's an interesting question. In my experience, holiday and sale events are fantastic opportunities to drive value and shopping incentives, certainly, but also get customers to bite into new programs and reiterate long-term benefits of some of the existing programs, right? And to me, they are hence as strategic in their value as they are tactical in driving short-term sales. And sometimes sort of ignoring the mid to long-term objectives is something that one would not want to drive. For Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales that you spoke about, for example, at Kohl's this year, we drove value for customers through different deals, did discounts in specific categories, what we call a stackable savings. So you could actually stack different savings and different coupons on top of each other to really get great value. And also things like sweepstakes for customers in stores, etc. Essentially, driving a very sort of seamless experience for customers and delighting customers through some of these events. To your question about technology, in my experience, one needs to really start with the customer and how we want to either delight the customer or we want to fix a certain customer experience break, and then design the product or refine features leveraging technology. Technology can easily become a shiny new tool, but I think we avoid starting with the technology solution and instead start with the customer or the business problem and then leverage technology to solve for it. I'll give an example of Prime Day. You mentioned about Prime Day and my prior experience there. This was when we were launching Prime Day for the first time in India in 2017. And one of the challenges we were solving for was there were many sale events that were happening every couple of months. And the challenge was, how do we differentiate Prime Day versus some of the other sale events? What sort of makes Prime Day special for an Amazon Prime customer versus some of the other sale events open to all of the other customers? So here we sort of, on top of deals, we layered two new pillars for Prime Day in India, something that was experimental and then scaled globally. One was combining entertainment, which is the Prime Video and Prime Music, along with the Prime Day. So for example, the first Amazon India Prime Original was launched on Prime Day. The second one was sort of launching new products on Prime Day. So we worked with hundreds of brands across categories to get them excited and get them to launch products on Prime Day. For example, in 2019, the last Prime Day that I managed, we had 1,000 products launching on Prime Day across different categories in consumer durables, electronics, etc. Now, to solve for this, what we did essentially was we looked at how do we bring some of the new launches alive on the Amazon store in the middle of all the sale event. What we also did was we leveraged virtual reality to drive brand activations in malls and corporate sort of locations, etc., to really showcase some of these new launches or yet to sort of launch products for customers, where customers could virtually experience them before they launch on Amazon on Prime Day. So we started sort of with the customer problem or the business problem, and then leverage, say, a new technology like virtual reality to bring it to life, versus starting with virtual reality saying, virtual reality seems to be cool. Let's go figure out how to bring it into a Prime Day. So you always start, I think, with a customer problem or a business problem, and then look at how technology can come in and solve for some of it.
That's great. And now it's time to move on to our last question, although I really want this conversation to last longer. But let me ask you loyalty. It's a very crucial part when it comes to customer experience. So loyalty today is mainly about value realization. So how can one efficiently convey value propositions of loyalty programs to consumers? Can you briefly speak on this?
Absolutely, and loyalty programs, are quite prevalent, across categories like retail or travel or hospitality. In the US, for example, over 80% of individuals have enrolled with at least one loyalty program across all of these categories. So, obviously, an important aspect of how you drive CX, how we acquire customers and retain them and engage them. To me, I think the proof of loyalty, as brands or retailers would look for, is in customer behavior. Right. So, for example, does it drive frequency of purchase or value of purchase?
True.
However, if you look at it really, frequency or value of purchase could also be driven or demonstrated by customers in the absence of a loyalty program. Right. For example, if customers are buying for low prices or sheer convenience, what I'm hinting at is loyalty programs, I don't think, make a customer loyal, but they are great at influencing behavior and really creating opportunities for brands and retailers to engage customers and build a relationship with them, to drive engagement across key benefits that delight them, by augmenting retention and expanding monetization opportunities across these. In my experience, I think what we can achieve through some of these programs is by really creating a loyalty loop or a habit formation loop. For example, how do we look at customer trigger or customer action, create rewards around them so that they are driving frequency of use, intensity of use, a diversity of use cases, and really creating that loyalty loop across some of these programs. So yes, important sort of part of the customer experience, but I think a key there is not looking at some of these instances as individual experiences, but looking at how one can create a loop around some of these, so that they perpetuate some of the behavior for customers in a way that is rewarding for customers and also the retailers. I'll give you one example and link it to the point that I mentioned earlier, which is simplicity, for example. Now, a lot of loyalty programs tend to use reward points. And my experience as a customer, and I'm sure for many of us, has been that customers don't most likely understand what these points are worth. They can't easily keep track of these points and how to redeem them, which could either drive bad CX or, in a way, defeat the core program of having a core purpose of having the loyalty program in the first place. One of the things that we do at Kohl is we use benefits which are easily understandable by customers. So, for example, customers who shop at Kohl could earn Kohl's cash. Now, this is literally cash that you can use at Kohl for your shopping, and there are no strings attached to it in sense of how you can use it, etc. Obviously, some categories could be excluded at certain points in time, but this is easily understood by customers across both digital and the store channels, right? Second thing is, for example, discounts on certain cars. So, for example, we have a Kohl's card, which is a private label credit card, or Kohl's Reward, now which give customers either a 5% off or a 7.5% off across all of these purchases. So what I'm hinting at is either it's a Kohl's cash where customer can literally use that cash to buy something within the Kohl's experience or Kohl's store, or the customer very easily can understand the benefit in terms of discount that they're getting. The customer doesn't have to really calculate what some of these points would mean for them. So simplicity of some of these incentives, I think, is something that customers love and has been a critical part of how we drive loyalty and some of the loyalty behaviors for customers at Kohl's.
So those were some really great insights. Lovely. And thank you so much, Rahul. I think we are ending the interview now. Thank you so much for taking the time out from your busy schedule, especially amid the season of youth sales events at your end. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Yashashri. Thank you. I enjoyed the conversation and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Likewise. Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thank you.